Hi friends, happy Thanksgiving. It's almost time for Turkey Day. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite fall Thanksgiving soups. This is a butternut squash soup with pumpkin puree in it. So it's a butternut pumpkin soup. I love to serve this right before dinner when you're having Thanksgiving. It's just a nice little way to start. So we've started with a couple of cups of onions sauteed in butter, and we're getting those translucent. And then we're going to add, I have 2 cups of butternut squash, and what we did is we cut it into little cubes and roasted it in the oven a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely cooked, but salt and pepper, roasted in the oven, and we're going to add that in to our onions and stir that up. And then to this, we're going to add 6 cups of chicken broth. So I'm going to just pour this in here. And again, if you want to make this a vegetarian soup, you could do this with vegetable broth instead of chicken broth. But we're using a chicken broth today. And actually, if you've already cooked your turkey, you could pull the turkey broth off and use that for this. So we're going to bring this to a boil. And we're going to let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes so all those flavors get nice and melded in there. And then we'll come back, run it through the Cuisinart, and put our finishing flavoring in it. So the butternut squash and the onions and the chicken broth have cooked for about 20 minutes. And now I'm going to go ahead and put them into the Cuisinart. Again, if you have a blender and you'd rather use that, but you can see the squash is nice and soft. So we're just going to puree this so we can have a nice pureed soup, and it also makes the color stand out and you get all of those flavors. So now we have our butternut squash puree in the pot. I'm going to add a little bit of ginger to it. Nothing better during the holidays than a little fresh ginger. And then we've got a little bit of garlic powder. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put a dash of salt in there and a little pinch of white pepper. Then we have a 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree. This is pure pumpkin puree out of the can. Make sure you don't get pumpkin pie filling, because then it would be really sweet, but this is just 100% pumpkin puree. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. And I've got about a cup of heavy cream we're going to pour into this. And then we're going to stir that up and let that get nice and melded together. And you're going to start to see this beautiful color of soup. Oh, look how pretty that's going to be. And boy, it smells good. So we've got pumpkin, we have butternut squash, a little cinnamon, no, a little ginger. You could add cinnamon if you wanted to add cinnamon to it. That absolutely would be good. And then we're going to turn this back on for just a little bit and let it cook for about 10 more minutes. And just make sure that we like all the flavors. We'll taste it for salt and pepper. And then I love to finish a soup like this with a little bit of not fresh, but dry sherry. We're going to finish it with just a touch of dry sherry right before we serve it. Look, boy, that smells good. You can smell the ginger and the pumpkin. Oh, and now I'm going to finish it with a little dry sherry. Just give it a nice little dose there, and that is going to give it a lovely, elegant finish. If you don't like sherry, you don't have to use it. Oh, but it smells so good, and it makes it nice and light. So let's give this a taste and see if we need to add. Always want to check for your seasonings again and make sure you don't need to add a little more salt and pepper to it. But look at the consistency. It's nice and rich. Sometimes I like to serve this in a demi-tasse cup. Let's give this a taste. Smells good. Very, very yummy. You're really going to love this. It doesn't need a thing. You can add a little more cream to it if you want to make it a little thinner. You can add a little more broth to it if you want to make it a little thinner. I like it just like this. So enjoy cooking, enjoy entertaining, but no matter what you do, enjoy the experience. Cheers.